I'm going to tell you why you should be starting a nacho business. And if you don't want to just start a nacho business on its own, why you should be selling nachos. I'm going to break down all the equipment you need, profit margins, price points, etc. This is Mike, the Caesar of concessions. All right, all right. Nachos are just an incredible product. I absolutely adore it and love it. And you can start a nacho business. It's not hard. The overhead is low. And so we're going to get right into it. The profit margin on nachos is absolutely phenomenal. At their base, if you just have nacho chips, right, and cheese in containers, you're talking about 75 cents into it, and you're selling that for $5. That's absolutely an incredible, great profit margin. And the more creative, which we'll talk about later on in the video, that you get with your nachos, the higher price you can sell them, still keep that overhead cost low, and you can just absolutely make your own business out of just selling nachos. Here's another reason selling nachos, besides the profit margin is so good, nobody sells them, guys. How many events do you go to where you see a nacho tent or a nacho food truck or trailer? Maybe, rarely, hardly ever have I ever seen one dedicated exclusively to nachos. So with that being said, you're bringing a totally different product, no competition, and you will destroy it, guys. Absolutely destroy it. Okay, let's kind of get into the equipment you're going to need for nachos. I'm actually going to put links in the description where you can buy them off Amazon like I did and have them delivered to your door and start your nacho business immediately. I mean, immediately. And next week, you could be making a ton of money selling nachos. Okay, so the basics, right? If you want to start off on a budget, you're going to need a tent or canopy of some sort, right? You're going to need some tables. You're going to need a generator because you're going to need power to run some of this equipment we're going to list. Okay, so the main equipment for nachos, you need a nacho cheese warmer, and I would recommend one with a pump. Like I said, that'll be, the link to that equipment will be in the description. So you want this nacho warmer and a pump because, you know, it'll help you with high volume sales. You don't necessarily need that. That's just the best option. You can use a crock pot with a ladle if you didn't want to spend the money on a nacho cheese pump and warmer. I've done it both ways. Obviously, the pump with the nacho warmer is much more efficient, fast. And if you have a double warmer like we use, you can keep one can hot while you're serving out another one and just keep the constant rotation moving there. Now, there's a couple different ways that you can sell nachos. The one that I recommend is a number 10 can of nacho cheese. I get mine from Sam's Club just because I like the brand, I like the cost, and my customers, number one reason, my customers like this particular nacho cheese. So I get it from Sam's Club. There's also like bags of nacho cheese that you can put in a dispenser. Our customers do not like that. We tried it and they just didn't like that kind of nacho cheese, and our sales reflected that. Also, that machine is a pain to clean, and the bags break from time to time. Would not recommend that. I will put a link in the description in case you want to go that way, but I recommend the using the number 10 cans of nacho cheese and the warmer. Okay, so we have the warmer. Next, you're going to need something to put your nachos in, right? So you could do it a couple different ways. You can have nacho trays, which they have it's a clear container, and you put your chips on one side and then put your cheese in a little holder like you would get at like, major sports stadiums or whatever. Another way to do it, which we do it quite often, we use boats. We stack the nachos up in the boats and then pump the cheese. I'm doing my hands here. I don't know if this helps you or not, but it helps me. So you're going to pump the cheese comes out, and you just drizzle it over the chips. If the presentation looks really good, maybe a tad messy for the customer, I don't know. But that's the way we like to do it because the presentation is good. Plus, when we add other things to our nachos like pulled pork or barbecue beef or ground beef, it gives a really good presentation, and they can just scoop all the goodies out and eat it. Okay. It is so freaking versatile. Nachos are extremely versatile because you can let your imagination and creativity run away with it. I mean, there's so many different things you can do with nachos. What we do, our big three, is regular nachos, chips and cheese. Then we'll do pulled pork nachos, where we put the nachos in a boat, load up some pulled pork all over it, and then pump nacho cheese on top of it. You can also do barbecue beef nachos, which we do as well, and ground beef nachos, right? And then with the ground beef nachos, guys, you can add lettuce, onions, tomatoes, guacamole. Instead of having a $5 or $6 nacho, all of a sudden you're up to $8 to $10 per ticket. And your cost isn't, just a tad over maybe $1.50, maybe $1.75 for all that. That's phenomenal. And guys, nobody's selling it. Just saying. Just trying to prod you along here, my friends. Also, you can make dessert nachos, right? And now I'm going to do a whole video on this in the future, but we sell ice cream nachos. I'm not going to get into the whole depth of it because I don't want to take away from that amazing video I'm going to make, but you can make ice cream nachos as well. Sounds disgusting? It is not. It's delicious, guys. Ice cream nachos is great. But the point here is you can be so versatile with your nachos. You can have a dessert and a protein and main thing out of it. Okay. Another great thing about nachos. It sells all year long. January through December, doesn't matter the conditions. Hot, cold, doesn't matter. Time of day does matter. Now, we haven't created breakfast nachos. I don't know how you would do that. I'm sure someone out there could do it. But if you could come up with breakfast nachos and then transition as the day moves along to your regular nachos, you could serve it morning, noon, and night. Right now, for us, it's noon and night. But it doesn't matter. It sells so well all year long, all times of day, except the morning. Okay. Now, let's just say, for instance, you have a shaved ice cart or a lemonade stand, okay? Lemonade stand, you know what I mean, tent, trailer, food truck, whatever. And the nachos are so easy to make at its basic with the chips and cheese. Takes hardly any labor whatsoever. So now you got them buying a $5, $6 nacho. Then you're selling your lemonade, $5, $6, $7, $8, your snow cone, $5, $6, $7, $8. And now your average ticket goes from $8 to, I don't know, $15, $16, $17. Or if you didn't have lemonade or you don't have shaved ice, just do the nachos and sell soda, right? And bottled water. And now you got a drink there. So I'm going to put all the links in the description to all the equipment, all the necessary things you need to start your very own nacho business. This is Mike, the Caesar of concessions, out.